All right, so studies show that women statistically, now this is involving divorces, but I'm going to assume that it's just for relationships as well. Women will break up with a guy 70 to 80% of the time. I'm going to assume that you're likely going through a breakup. And so I have been with multiple different women in my life. I've had my heart broken so many different times, and I'm only 29, and so I'm sure there's way more to come in the future. But because of my experience with girls already, I feel pretty qualified to be talking about what it is that I'm going to talk about in this video. So I'm going to tell you the 3 steps that I use to get over a breakup the fastest. And I promise you, if you just listen to what it is that I'm going to say in this video, you're likely going to find yourself in a better place much faster and eventually with a new woman. Okay, number 1 is going to be take time to process the pain. Now, the girl that broke up with me in the past, if you know anything about attachment styles, I tend to believe that she had what's called an avoidant attachment style. How this plays into the video is because the fastest way to remove trauma from your life, and heartbreak is trauma, is there's a quote called feel it to heal it. So people with an avoidant attachment style, they do everything they possibly can to ignore the emotions that they're trying to feel. I think more men are avoidant than women are. Thankfully though, I know how to process my emotions. This is from one guy to another, man. If you just got broken up with and you're in your room alone and you want to cry, go ahead and cry. If you're angry and you want to punch something or you want to yell, go ahead and do it. Whatever you do not contact your ex. Do not talk to your friends about the breakup, especially a girlfriend. If you have like a guy that you trust with your life, I think it's okay to go to him. That guy's probably going to tell you what it is that you need to hear, whereas a woman, they're going to tell you things that you don't want to hear because women don't want to hurt your feelings. And if you're going through a breakup right now, the last thing you want to do is talk to your fucking ex-girlfriend or another woman about the breakup that you're going through. Now, I'm going to reiterate, bro, do not feel embarrassed to cry or to get angry. What's going to happen is you're going to find yourself, you're going to cry for like 10, 15 minutes. And then after that's done, you're going to be like, holy shit, I feel better. You're going to be like, wow, that was the worst 10, 15 minutes of my life, but I feel really good right now. And then over time, what's going to happen is the more you do this, the sooner you're going to start feeling better and the more often you're going to feel better. If you weren't aware of this, you're going to be now. When you go through a breakup, you go through the same withdrawals that you would have if you were withdrawing from like alcohol or drugs like heroin. I don't know the science behind it. I just do know that is a fact. And that's why breakups hurt so much, because you're going through a withdrawal. But if you allow yourself to process your emotions, well, guess what? You're going to go through that withdrawal much faster. And that's going to bring us into point number 2. And that's going to be to use the pain to work on yourself and where you went wrong. So when I look back, okay, I'm the type of person that always is doing something to improve my life, whether that's in business, whether that's in my relationships, whether that's my body, because I'm in a wheelchair, so definitely my body. I'm always doing something to get better every day. But that's also the mentality that I've had. This is why I've been able to work for myself since 2016, because I'm always trying to do something to be better than someone else. When I went through this recent breakup, and this was a long time ago at this point in time, but I'm talking about the most recent breakup. What I did was, at that point in time, I never studied like relationships or dating or pickup or attraction or how women think, or I never, like, attachment styles. I never learned any of this stuff in my past. But now that I learn it, this is why I'm able to teach it to you guys, because I know this stuff now. I know what works, I know what doesn't work, what not to do, what to do. If I would have studied this stuff sooner, like in high school when I had my first relationship, it's likely that I could be telling you a very different story right now. There's a quote, I believe Tony Robbins said it: we will do more to avoid pain than we will to gain pleasure. So a breakup is very painful. We are going to do anything possible to avoid feeling this pain. And in my case, it was educating myself so that way when the next girl comes around, because another girl will come around, I'm not going to make the same mistakes. Or I'm going to know the red flags to look out for so I don't get involved with another girl like that. This is why I encourage everybody at any point in time to always self-reflect and always educate yourself so you're always becoming a better person. Andrew Tate said this, that men learn through pain, and that's true. It took me the breakup with the best girlfriend I've ever had for me to really start studying this shit, and now I'm able to teach it to you guys. What you're going to see is when you start improving yourself, so if you start going to the gym, like if you got broken up with because she was was like, I don't think you're attractive. We'll go to the fucking gym, get in the best shape of your life, and what's gonna happen is she might come back around if you still want her by that point in time, and you're gonna find yourself attracting other women because of how fucking awesome you look. It's weird how things work like that, man. When you become a better person, women like sense that, and they just fucking come out of nowhere. It's the funniest thing ever, man. But it's like when you want them, they're not there. But when you stop focusing on them and you focus on yourself, they just come out of nowhere. But that's also because of the confidence that you're now rebuilding from this breakup. So I wanted to be clear, because there is a big thing like red pill guys. They're like, don't focus on women, only focus on yourself. I think to an extent that is true, man. If you work on yourself, you will have better chances with women because you're improving yourself as a human being. Human beings, both men and women, want to be with a really good person. All right, last one. And this one I have comments about, and that's going to be start dating other women as soon as possible. I'm for this, and then I'm against this. I'm for this because what I've noticed, and from what I have been told by other men, so other older men have told me to do this, and then when I went out and did this, I am starting to see what it was that they were telling me about. And if you want me to quote a coach much better than I am, Corey Wayne says that if you get broken up with, the best thing you could do is start dating another woman as soon as possible, because if you find a girl that totally blows your socks off, you're not going to think about your ex-girlfriend anymore. And that is absolutely true in this sense. So why am I against doing this? For me personally, I can tend to get over a breakup or a heartbreak around the 3-month mark. Now, the more heartbreaks you go through, the faster you can do this, okay? But at my last relationship was around 3 months is when I felt good enough to go and start dating other women. So actually, when this girl broke up with me, within a month, I started talking to and hooking up with a different girl. I still had feelings for my ex-girlfriend at the time because my ex-girlfriend and I, we lived together. No shit, I'm gonna have feelings for her. And my actions like reflected in the girl that I was talking to. And she was like, you're just a very insecure guy, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, damn. Looking back, I'm like, well, that's because I was still hung up on my ex and I was still hoping my ex would come back. And what's gonna happen is if you get involved with another girl, she might be really into you. You might be really into her. But if your ex-girlfriend comes back around, this girl could be so much better than your ex-girlfriend. But because you still have feelings for your fucking ex-girlfriend, you're gonna try to go back to your ex-girlfriend instead of staying with this new girl who's treating you so much better. This is why I think it's disrespectful to yourself and to the woman that you're now getting involved with if you're choosing to date when you're not over your ex-girlfriend. Now, depending on how long you guys date, you might not get over her for a very long time. But there is a certain point where your mindset starts shifting, where you're like, you know what? I am ready to go out and start dating again. At that point in time, I think you should start dating as many women as possible, as soon as possible. Because from my experience, if you don't have a woman in your life, you're going to be thinking about your ex-girlfriend. But if there's another woman in your life, that new woman is going to take your focus off the ex-girlfriend, and then what you're going to find is you're going to start thinking about your ex-girlfriend less and less. You might think about her every once in a while, but you're going to notice, you're like, wow, I got all these other girls that I want to hook up with or get with, and I want to go and meet new girls. This is just how it works, man. So that's why I say I'm against it, and then I'm for it. That's the 3 steps right there on how to get over a breakup the fastest. I promise you guys, if you just, follow this. Yes, it is a process. The more you do this, and I don't want anyone to do this, but we all have to, especially as men. We will do this likely multiple times in our life. The more you follow this path, the faster you're going to get over this breakup or the next breakup, and the sooner you're going to find yourself another woman that's likely going to treat you better because you've become a better man. So if you like this video, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. And listen, if you're a guy right now that's looking to get better at dating and relationships, click the link in my description, check out my book and see if it's for you. Or you can click another link in my description and sign up for one-on-one coaching with me. And with that being said, guys, hey, if you're a guy right now looking to improve his life in either dating, personal development, confidence, mindset, check out this video right here. If you like this one, you're likely going to like that one as well. And with that being said, guys, hey, I'll see you in the next one.